and welcome to another lifting episode that's a disclosure in the media. I'm here with Ryan Polncarts again, and
Hello.
uh, and we are doing Fallout 76 today. There's really not a whole lot to be said on this other than things you've heard me mention in the past about government experiments, secret entrances, and the like, and I'll rehash a little bit of that myself. But so we don't waste any more time. Ryan, go right ahead.
Hi. So today we're going to be talking about the Scorched there and the Scorched Plague. That's type of enemy type in this game, but they're interesting because they're strange disease caused by government meddling that does funny things. So to show you what a Scorched looks like, they look like these lovely zombified creatures. Now we've talked about ghouls and Fallout, and ghouls do look like, or they're just caused by radiation, and they'll go feral if they've caught too much radiation and their like mental pathways start to break down. But the Scorched are different. They tend to be caused by a disease. It is believed that it comes on droplets like from skin contact or through the air, but it's unknown exactly how. And it's not. It doesn't take instantly, but it progresses. So you might be infected, but you're not going to turn into one of these things for a bit. But you won't have any sign that you're changing either. Um, yeah, these crystals called ultracite will start piercing up out of you. It's an ore that was found right before the Great War in the Fallout universe in Appalachia, which is basically just West Virginia in this game. They call it Appalachia, but it's clearly just West Virginia. Yeah, so these crystals are a power source, interestingly, and they're green when they are activated. So as you can see here, they start to glow when they're activated and you're being used to for as like a weapon. They're blue when they're in base form. These are green, which or like greenish blue, which means they've been used in some capacity. And the Scorched have some are not as weak as ghouls in the fact that they can use tools still, and they can talk. So feral ghouls don't use tools. They can't talk. They're just kind of zombie. These things are have like a hive mind. They refer to themselves as us. If you're sneaking around and you alert them, they'll go like, "Not us." And they tend to be a bit more intelligent, but no less, but not like so dangerous unless you get into a big pile of them. But basically, this is Fallout 76. Six's main enemy creature, the new one for the game. There's other ones, but this is like the new main one. So the Scorched Plague, as it's referred to, is not solely able to be gotten by humans. It also affects animals. It affects animals differently. It basically kind of just like tears their skin off in its look. Or it'll affect death claws, mirelurks, Brahmin, basically every creature out there except for feral ghouls. And that may be because of the amount of degeneration that feral ghouls have in their DNA based on the amount of radiation they have, and that feral ghouls are like radiation sponges, so the radiation must be somewhat protective against it. But essentially, Scorched animals join the hive mind. They don't have the crystals sticking out of them, and they kind of only happen when the creature that caused this Scorched Plague comes and is kind of like flying around. And it basically the mechanics basically used to pacify the creature against said Scorched beast thing. And then it kind of joins that thing's side. It really depends on the creature. Some creatures are more resistant, so the stronger the creature, the more resistant it is to this effect. But it will eventually happen, usually, unless it's a boss creature, and it can't. Even the mole miners can get it. They have like a mix because they're like a degenerated human form as well. Um, Essentially, they're like people that got left underground when the nukes went off and like mutated into like mole men.
Hmm.
But they get like a mix between the traditional scorched and this, which implies their DNA is sort of regressed. But um,
Yeah, the
yeah,
mole men thing is kind of a joke I've heard amongst some of the cryptid circles as well. So it's kind of a running joke that's been going on. Even in the Clerks animated series, they made reference to the mole men one time as a joke. But the whole thing about that is there is a cryptid that has a mole look to it, but this virus overall has more of a hint of like the vampire contagion that I spoke about in the lifting episode about the vampire virus that the Orions created, and it mutated into all these different variants. For more information on that, I'd suggest going to see that. That's going to be on our main site at some point here. This this actually reminds me of that where it's a mutagenic type virus where it transforms like how a vampire or a werewolf would be, and that's how those two viruses actually in history were. Like when the Antiqua or Dogman races created werewolves, and then of course the Orions created vampires, and they both kind of the Orions exploited both. So along with radiation, where it's infinite diversity, infinite combinations, like the universe, like the multiverse, whereas you can get any form of anything, having something like a mutagenic virus, mutated virus, or something like that in a radioactive environment like that. People think that's hard to believe where it really isn't. And this is on government experiments. They do this kind of crap a lot. They're always experimenting with splicing and all this. I'll go into that in a little while though.
so what cause is these outbreaks? That would be the Scorch beasts, and they're essentially a bat that has been m- mutated through chemicals uh, and radiation. They've grown to enormous size. Here's the Scorch beast, and that is the average person. They're basically like a dragon equivalent for this game, but they are very skeletal in nature. Like their spine pushes up out of their back, which is terrifying. They're mixed their like echolocation thing into like a sonar blast that can like explode with radiation effects. Um, they've grown extra limbs. It seems like,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and they have like spores that they can drop. They'll do this thing when you're battling them where they'll fly over and they'll basically crop dust you. And when they do that, they're dropping scorched plague like spores, and they're extremely toxic and will just infect things that are around there. Plants are immune, but basically everything else isn't, with the exception of feral ghouls and super mutants.
Mm-hmm. They're a pain in the ass bad guy too. I've killed maybe one. That's it. They're a royal pain in the ass. They're essentially like you said, the dragon equivalent, but bad, and they're fairly difficult. Yeah.
They can also do this thing where they will go, well, they'll land if they've landed, and they'll like go up like this, and they'll shoot out, and they'll like try to shoot these spores and radiation all over. Biggest thing with these is you can kill them, but they're going to eat a lot of lead before they go down, and this isn't their final form. The original one is the Scorched Beast Queen. She's even bigger, considerably bigger. That's a guy in power armor. She is an event boss, but she is like in the lore meant to be the original one that was made by the Enclave. We'll talk about that in a minute. But she is like triple the size of a normal and has like a big distended belly, like she's about to give birth. Um, and what happens is if you nuke a specific part of the map, because in this game you can get your hands on like real nukes, and then if you get like the nuclear key card and like a code, you can launch it anywhere on the map. But if you nuke a specific part of the map, which is kind of one of the most common areas to get nuked if you are a player, it'll spawn this Scorch Beast Queen, and it's a big community event to take her out because no one person could do it. And meanwhile, she's calling like waves of like scorched like people and animals, and even other scorched beasts sometimes join the fight, depending on if there's any around during the beginning of this battle. And she fights extremely powerfully. She's basically the same kind of concept. She lands a bit more. She's wicked fast and just a crazy boss creature. But when you kill her, she drops like high end gear, and it's just an event. But she's meant to be the first scorched beast, and she's just absolutely massive. She lives down in the Cranberry Bog section of the map, but is underground until you nuke it. But yeah, she's a terrifying creature, and she's also got some different characteristics to the normal one. She has lost all of the sort of fur covering and has kind of adopted the same scorched creature look that a lot of the infected creatures get, which is an interesting design choice. And it's probably indicative of the fact that this is what happens when they age. Is that they themselves start to succumb to the effects that they cause on other creatures.
And she also has kind of like a look between a bat and like a white Draco a little bit, and a dragon, kind of all mixed together with that aging. And yeah, and there are bat-like vampire types out there, and mixes between bat and draconian. There's also these bat-like creatures mostly seen up north and some down south too, in Arizona around the Sedona area. There are these almost like servant types. So these eyes and ears types that sometimes will work for different agencies. They're an alien slash cryptid slash elemental type, and they're a large bat type species. Some people have mistaken it for Mothman, but it has like a bat like appearance, but it's like the movie Mimic, where there was like this there was that insect like thing that would mimic people. Its stance is similar, but a bat like, and it's very similar to this Scorch Beast. And some can get that large, but I've never actually seen one that big in our plane.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the Scorch Beast Queen. We've talked about how the Ultrasight kind of pops her. So what caused this plague of evil beings that decide that can't help but infect the wasteland? Which basically almost every human in Appalachia gets infected or dies as a result of this. And then the Fallout 76, like Vault 76 dwellers emerge, and then settlers start coming back. But it takes a very long time, and but finally there's but who made them? And that's basically the Enclave. So Fallout 76, we need to preface, actually takes place prior to all the other Fallout games. So much prior, in fact, the game really takes place 25 years after the Great War. In the first, like, the launch date was in 2102 or 3? Yeah, 2103. So, like, the game takes place in 2103, 25 years after the bombs fell. So the Enclave is still active, though it's fragmented in the fact that there's the West Coast Enclave, the classic games Enclave, and then you have this East Coast Enclave that's outside of a specific location at the map, underneath it, essentially. And they're messing around with bats, chemicals, and radiation. And it's never said if it was the FEV or what it was exactly that created these. I think it was some kind of ultrasight FEV mixture with radiation that created them. But essentially, the Enclave created them, couldn't control them, and they got out. And once they've gotten out, there was really no stopping what happened next. The Enclave tried. They sent in a swarm of vertibird, like remote control vertibird drone things, but none of them were able to take out the Scorch Beasts, and then the Scorch Plague began. So when you emerge from the vault, you're like one of the only people left in the world, and you have to try to figure out how to deal with this. And they do figure out how to deal with it. The people on the ground, it's quickly realized that the feral ghouls have some kind of immunity to it. Feral ghouls are people that have mutated slightly, but mentally degenerated a lot. So the decision is made to create a vaccine, and your character figures out how to do it in a quest line. Not going to spoil everything that happens, but essentially you create a cure or a vaccine, pardon. So it doesn't cure the ones that are already done, but it'll vaccinate new settlers in the area as well as people that take it. And you get vaccinated earlier on in the quest line just by going and doing some stuff with feral ghoul blood and studying Scorched and stuff. You will then take that recipe that you made, bring it to a Nuka-Cola battling plant, and create a Nuka-Cola to be distributed out to the people of the wasteland that will vaccinate them against the Scorched Plague by giving them some of the characteristics of a feral ghoul. And they don't start to turn into a ghoul, but they get the benefits of ghouls that keep them from scorched infection. And you get to name it. So the three choices are Nuka-Cola, my blood's in it, because basically the machine that makes the Nuka-Cola puts your blood in it. Nuka-Cola vaccinated or Nuka-Cola scorched. And this is somebody's Etsy shop picture. Shout out them.
That's always funny. I always found that hilarious. I named mine Scorched. When I did mine.
I think I did vaccinated, but I don't remember. It's not like it's never really brought up again after you do it, because like in your little version of the game, it's like implied that everyone has it now. So like anybody that's alive has it now. So.
Yeah, a method I would have chose was bursting something in the atmosphere, like chemtrail type of thing, but for good. That's how I would do it if I was vaccinating a whole a good type of vaccine. That's how I would do it. They're doing it, of course, bad in our world, but yeah, I find this interesting where the Enclave is responsible for this, and yeah, in these deep underground military bases, the domes, yeah, they do this kind of crap constantly. They're constantly tinkering with the eugenics of different creatures. This is why you find these weird combinations. Somebody saw a cat, dog, like squirrel-looking combination wash up on a beach one time, or beaver-looking thing. They've seen all these weird combinations, like a lizard and a bear put together, stuff like that. Dr. Mengele type shit. So, except they also add human DNA. That's where some people tried to say the forest people were an experiment done in Russia years ago in that way, and I completely fervently disagree, of course, but some people tried to blame that. Now, are there dimensional things that bleed through, kind of like the conjunction of the spheres or just like the conjunction of the spheres in Witcher? Yes. This is more the other end of the conversation, where you have things that escape from bases. Here's a great example of this. There's this thing that they blame to be or say to be, that is Chupacabra. There's like that weird dog-like hybrid creature type of one. Now, is there a more there's a lesser or a less populated dog species that bred with another to create a hybrid, kind of like polar bears do with grizzlies? Yes, that happens too. But that particular one, though, I know they were trying to do some things in some underground military bases in Mexico, and they tried to put the Chupacabra name on it, and that's not true. Chupacabra is more of these little lizard-like creatures that came from space. They're space vermin, essentially. Again, a type of vampire, hence goat sucker. But that dog is a great example. That famous picture, that really weird looking creature washed up on shore, that came up and escaped from a base. Now, here's a weird aspect to it. There's something I spoke about on a show many moons ago about a sign that appeared in a subway, a normal, a subway sign that basically said, if you see anything kind of strange, and started to name also weird symptoms like your thoughts weren't your own or things of that nature, or if you smelled a weird smell, or if you saw some weird sights in the subways, please report this to a CTA worker. Well, what are the subways? They're underground. What are those connected to? Military base rail systems, like you see. in Fallout 76 going to Vault 79 where they keep the gold in Fallout 76, and there's even a secret entrance to it in a tool shed further north of the original entrance to the vault, so you can drop into where the government agents are. But this it's basically like that, and I can even tell while I'm talking, my mind's getting a little wiped. But this is essentially what you're seeing. This is actually a great example of that. Would they and have they created things that mutate and get out? Yeah. Are things intentionally let out? Yes. There was something very recently within the past couple of years or past few years. I saw this in 2019, I believe, for the end of it. Whereas there were these mushrooms that could literally eat plastic. And I saw this, and I knew this was a government program that they were trying to create some aspect of nature. Somebody was that could eat garbage to clean up like landfills and everything, instead of having a garbage reclamator like how you see in Star Trek, where they could recycle everything and create new things like a philosopher's stone. Essentially, they've done the poop joke in Star Trek a number of times, whereas waste is turned to viable parts and food. It was like that essentially with this mushroom where it would eat the plastic. That came from a government project, and somebody let it out. So intentionally, somebody was running an experiment to see if it would work, and of course they tried it a couple times, which that's the scientific method: do it once, do it again. So I noticed it was seen on different sides of the planet. So somebody was testing it out in multiple hemispheres. So that's essentially accurate the way they depict. It's like I said in the Fallout 4 Nuka World one, where you see the reptilians with the death claws being an experiment of somebody as well, and also the merging of Disney and the military type of alliance they have in that, where it's a lot of experiments are happening underground. Same difference here. So I find that interesting. That's all linked through that. I mean, I played a little bit through Fallout 76, but just for any noobs that are actually getting on there, it's actually one of the more difficult to get going. It's very similar to Conan Exiles and Dark Souls, where it's fairly difficult to get resources. You have to really focus on and know a little bit what you want to do in it. So I haven't played it in quite some time, but I'm actually glad we touched on this. I can always point to the episode we originally did on Fallout. The little ending I added to the end, you'll get to see my structure that I built in that, and elements of Fallout 76, the underground base that's underneath the golf resort, all that stuff. I showed people what that looked like. So in the first episode we did, just called Fallout series. So for the Disclosure and Media series. So Ryan, I don't know if you have anything to add.
I don't have much to add, but I can try to get gameplay if you want.
Okay.
As Fallout 76 is an online game, there might be some shenanigans, so please.
Oh yeah, people nuke each other on there, and it can be an all out battle royale sometime on there.
It's generally not so bad, but if it is, work with me. Oh my gosh, ooh, I'm getting tinnitus, something terrible.
I know, so have I. That's why I stuttered a little bit. There's something going on here because we're talking about the government, experiments and such. So yeah.
Not even in that country. What is it recording for you?
Yeah, I can see your screen. I can see it. So,
you see like the game thing?
Yeah, it says press any button to start. It's the bar. So yeah, that's it.
All right. Oh, it's not gonna. What's going on here? Wait. Let me just see what's free this week, people. They give out free stuff.
Oh yeah, I haven't been on in this game in like a year, so yeah. There's a lot of weird crap that's in the shop.
Oh, I might build with that kit if I get enough things for free. Oh, it's a flag. It's a sunflower flag. It's every week they've been giving away free stuff this summer, apparently. Yeah, I'll just kind of do a basic run around kind of thing,
Okay.
show off Appalachia because compared to other Fallout games, because it's so recent after the bombs, it's a bit more lush. Um, Appalachia itself wasn't nuked that bad, um, which is good.
Mhm.
Uh, one of the best things is that if you're on PC and you have this game, which really goes for like dirt cheap during sales, um, because it's got not the best reputation in the gaming community. You can, yeah, if you get it and you're on PC, you might find me running around every once in a while,
Hmm.
depending on where you play this game out of. But even though I'm based in Europe at the moment, I've played with Americans and stuff in the same lobby. So
Yeah, my gamer tag is Christopher SJ. Yeah, if anybody sees me on there.
my base is not fully loaded into the world space.
There we go. Now you got stuck in the geometry. Well, that's interesting.
Yes, I have a Wendigo in a tube, and I have an alien in a tube.
That's like the SSP tubes where they used to clone and body transfer people, and that's what they look like. Yeah.
I have a popcorn machine casually next to an autopsy table. We don't subscribe to the idea that labs are safe places.
But in this case,
So these are my shops. You can buy things from me from there if you want to.
If danger calls, tell them I'm on the can.
It's my stand-up comedian friends. It's my little meeting room. This is only one of my bases. I have 3. This is my nicest one, though, I think.
yeah, I have a throne in mine. I went all barbarian route with mine.
That's a good idea.
I don't mind when they throw potatoes.
Why am I so overweight? I'm severely overweight, and I don't know why.
I just heard Isaac say, "Well, I wasn't going to say anything." So
Yeah. It's not gonna help though. What do I have on me? Do I just have like a lot of food? There we go. Now I can run around again. And because my character is addicted to alcohol, I have to keep drinking until I find a specific drug.
Put in your pocket.
yeah, you get addicted to shit. That's pretty quick.
But what makes it easier to carry more stuff? Alcohol. Oh, so this is me in the game. So if you see this guy, you probably found me. Is there even other people in this?
Yeah, I usually play as a female character, so if people see that under my gamer tag, that's me. So
Okay, so that's not up. Where do I know of that I can usually find Scorched? Over here. Well, luckily, I own
the pumpkin
survival.
is yeah.
Yes, there's aliens as well. The Zetans come. They even have full invasion events where you get to kill them in like waves. That are going on around the 4th of July. So the game is still getting like special events and things, just not as often as it used to, I think. It's probably going to have a bit of a comeback next year, though. Apparently, they're dropping Atlantic City in Jersey as a very, and you'll be able to fight the Jersey Devil, like the creature.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's an interesting cryptid story in and of itself.
Let me go this way.
But it was, I don't think it was a dragon type. I think it was more of another reptilian cryptid type. And some people thought it was a mutated baby at the time that some nuns had killed for deformities. But that's actually to cover the. Some people thought the cryptid story was to cover the atrocity that the church did at the time. But no, it was actually the other way around. It was a cryptid story, but it wasn't like Bigfoot. Some people blamed it on Sasquatch. A lot of different cryptid stories are on Sasquatch, but that one was more reptilian based, like aquatic reptilian based.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I hate those things. Those are like those jellyfish attachment things I always find. That's kind of what they look like. Mm. Oh yeah, I hate Nashers.
I hate all these things.
Yeah, I hate those things. Yeah,
They're like over necessarily difficult to kill.
yeah, yeah. You don't
And
need to
they
make
do that.
overpowered bad guys. Yeah, and then they blow up. Yeah, then yeah.
Yeah, so this is Appalachia, this game, which, having gone through West Virginia multiple times, it's not the worst look.
No. Yeah, we went to West Virginia once. And that's when we went through Point Pleasant, went to the Mothman Museum, which you can access from this game. So,
There's even a cult dedicated to the Mothman in this game.
yep, that's how they honored the whole Mothman thing. They made a cult. Which it's not, I suppose, too far off. Like if you went ahead in time, would a cult spurn from some of these stories? Yeah.
Mushroom clouds.
Just like in Futurama, they had a cult pop up about Star Trek too. So I think that would happen. I really do. So. Or the Kings in Fallout New Vegas, where they worship Elvis. So same difference.
Yeah, they're less of a cult though. I can. Oh, and here's the Scorch Beast.
Oh God, those I really hate.
They're the Scorch. Did I go with them?
Yeah, great timing. Yeah.
And yeah, so that was a Scorch Beast battle.
Yeah. Good
I
timing.
have an extremely powerful weapon though, so don't expect it to be that simple.
No.
I have a very late game weapon on this character that I knew would do a large amount of damage to them.
And here's the Jack Lantern house. Yeah.
I remember you, back from Orsi. Kindly fetch me some pumpkins to carve.
I won't be able to walk soon. What's that? There's a mole rat lurking around here.
Yeah, the story with the jack-lantern house is some people wanted to automate creating a bunch of jack-lanterns for that Halloween, but the bombs fell before they could do it.
Yeah. In fact, Halloween is like a big theme in Fallout. In Fallout 4, you'll see houses decorated for Halloween, and it's basically because it was October of 2077 when the bombs fell. I don't remember the exact date, but
But it
it
was
was either
before Halloween, yeah.
yeah, it was in the lead up to Halloween though.
It was in the what?
It was in the lead up to Halloween. Let's have a lovely bit of broiled Scorch beast brains. Which gives me food, basically, and popcorn.
Yeah, I believe the pumpkin seed or the pumpkin robot, what he does is he just gives you some of those seeds, explosive seeds, I believe.
Yeah, he just gives you like a tool, but it's just a daily thing, and I'm already here, so I might as well do it.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody was getting lit. Bunch of bottles. But if I had to live across the street from that, I'd be drinking too. I have enough.
So many pumpkins to carve. So little time. You don't have enough. Search the area for wild pumpkin vines.
How many do I need? 10. They only needed 5.
So many pumpkins to carve. You there? Wait. As usual, many thanks for your...
Let's visit one of my other camps. So you have to activate your camps. Somebody else is built there, so I might not be able to activate this. Yeah, it overlaps somebody else's existing one, so can't go to that one.
Oh, somebody else put theirs at the same place.
Yeah, because there's a water source there, so a lot of people will put camps on like the same places now. So I just have to wait like a minute before I can activate my other camp. But I can go visit that person's camp. White Spring North. Oh, and then actually, something cool about this game is when you take pictures in game, the pictures become your loading screens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can take pictures. I took pictures of the interior of my large brick house that I made with the guns and stuff around. Yeah.
this is the White Spring. This is sort of a hub area
Hmm.
in modern game. I guess in the older times it was kind of a hellhole.
Yeah, it was a hellhole before when I was playing. Yeah.
Oh, a honey beast.
But yeah, I find funny you shoot swarms of bees. Yeah.
Yeah. Just happens to have a weapon.
Okay.
So it's this base that's keeping me from putting up my other base. If I roadblock hello friend.
Looks like a prison. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is like the one Brotherhood of Steel base. Got two super mutants, fire lurking, a woman.
This land is filled with the insidious of the horizon. It must be cleansed.
Some serious firepower on this base.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a teammate completed a quest. So yeah.
Another visitor around here.
Yeah, they sometimes will give you'll occasionally get that if you join teams. Okay, I mean it's a fairly basic base.
Dang.
My base that his is overlapping with. Ooh, what's he got? One thing. Random stuff. Okay. Would have been like right here, and it is also just a big box, but it's not that look of a big box. But I have it here so that I can connect, so I can use this water source.
Oh, okay.
And my
Yeah, I
other
created
base.
mine really far away up in the upper left corner. I wanted to stay away from other players while I messed around.
My other base is over here on the Potomac River. Yeah, this is my base I call the Undercroft. That's underneath the railroad
Oh, okay.
bridge. This is my first base.
Oh, that's cool.
But,
Yeah, I have the robot that goes out and collects garbage. Oh.
yeah, like a dog that does it. This is like my outdoor area, the crafting and shops for people to visit. This is sort of storage, piano, deck area. A little meeting room, person in a tube, my bed. These were all like decorated, but I moved the guns to my current base that I have active more. I very rarely have this one active now. Mostly because it's out of the way from stuff, and it made fast traveling kind of difficult.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you want them near resources. Yeah.
What the? Oh, haha.
Hmm.
My controller's just acting up.
Oh, okay.
I was like trying to loot and it wouldn't let me do anything, and it was because the controller battery's low. We won't be on here much longer anyway, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Exploring a bit to show off some of the landscapes.
One of the harder areas was Harper's Ferry, I noticed in the game too.
I think I'm there.
Oh yeah, this is Harper's Ferry? Yeah.
Yeah, because there's the armory.
Okay. Yeah.
Harper's Ferry armory. Oh, so this is also what can happen to you if you are getting attacked by and like get infected by the Scorched Plague. You'll just turn into these petrified corpse things.
Kind of like the whole Pompeii thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I always call those ammo wasters because if you see them at a weird angle or something, you think it's an enemy from a distance, yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely shot it a couple times. Always.
Yeah, I always was forced to be a little bit more cautious than you're being. I always have to sneak around here.
Luckily, I have like gear that allows me to not have to be cautious all the time.
Yeah.
But there's still areas of this game where I will get shredded. Usually fighting robots.
Oh.
May 2nd, 2080. Jesus, I'm tired. Ever since we agreed to help rebuild Harper's, it's just been non-stop work. These people are in some bad shape. Some are improving, but it pains me to see our supplies dwindle. It's just that logical knowledge of knowing you packed for 4 and then suddenly you need to provide for 8. On the bright side, we met a guy named Derek the other day who said he's with a group of people called the Responders. They seem to have realized what we knew all along, that the government wasn't going to lift a finger to help clean up this mess. The Responders have been at it from the start with no sign of order, so they took it upon themselves to organize and help those in need. It's also a relief to no longer be the only one with a real medical background and training. Derek said he could bring back some supplies and help out a bit, at least until we're more settled. Lucy's been a great help, but her training as an esthetician can only go so far.
So what was the story with the Responders? They were just regular people that came together?
Yeah, they were usually like they were like people that would have been like pre-war doctors, firefighters, police that were trying to like rebuild society in some respect.
Oh, okay.
They're in the game still, but they're like a reformed group that's just calling themselves the Responders. I don't think there's any original Responders left.
Oh, okay.
But they're based out of the White Spring as like resort at the moment. And like they're tentatively in an alliance with the Enclave because the Enclave isn't strong enough to like actually do anything in this area now.
Oh, okay.
So the Enclave like lets them live at the White Spring, and they kind of just try to help people.
Yeah, I think that would definitely would happen in a situation like that where you'd have a group like that form. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like doctors, lawyers. That's like the weird play the game and you unlock these cool things. What's going on down here? Safe and sound. So retaking one of their pit stops. Do this. Show off a public event. Show off some other people. See what they're wearing these days.
Mm-hmm.
I can pull out my crazy power armor.
Yeah, I know this is the least popular of the Fallout games, but it's actually good in its own right too.
Yeah, it's fun to see what other people are doing, but otherwise, I'm not that like not
enthusiastic. Yeah.
Yeah, like I it's a fun game.
I am Liberty Prime. I am America.
Yes, I have the Liberty Prime power armor.
That's funny.
The Liberty Prime American paint job power armor.
Captain America of the Wastelands.
Yes, with my big plasma gun.
Mm.
Oh, I know which event this is. This is the one where you get the werewolf coming after you.
Well, also the super mutant formula is also the same as the Hulk thing, the same as the Captain America super soldier serum too.
Yes, it's similar because that baby is being used to kind of make American people like immune to disease and stuff, and super soldiers.
Protect the generator while Clyde tries to get those colors.
Oh, here's the werewolf.
It's a bear.
Oh, the bear, yeah, guy. Yeah.
Alright, that disappeared when I died. Oh! Right.
What the heck? The juice must have been turned up too high.
I think something's ready to blow up there.
You gotta hurry.
Enemies incoming! Oh no!
Doing great. Just hold on a little longer. Clyde, no pressure, but we're all counting on you.
running around with a chainsaw. Yeah, he is. Flaming chainsaw.
My mind when I see him next. Oh, no. Clyde, hurry. That thing is fast. And it's looking mighty hungry. Don't stop now. Shoot that thing.
Oh, and there's the werewolf.
Oh. Can't really see it. Alright, there we go.
Clyde, hurry. Not sure how long we can hold him off. What the heck? You got the juice turned too high, Clyde. Those speakers packed a punch. At least our lungs are in one piece. It hurt a little. Anyways, hope the reward is enough. You really saved our behinds. Be sure to come on back once we clean things up.
Come on, let me put down my shed so I can drop off my stuff. Oh, I got a cool knife.
Oh, that's interesting.
The cryptid jawbone knife. Is there anywhere you want me to go to on the map?
No, I can't think of anything. Anything you wanna show off? Well, actually, I may know something you could do Point Pleasant, like the Mothman Museum, maybe. But other than that,
I forget where that is on the map.
it's on the left side, left end of the map, along the water, further over, I believe. Yeah, it should be over there. No.
Somerville.
Oh, there it is. It's right there on the middle left. Your other left. No, over right there.
Oh, I've never been over there. Okay. So this guy's camping. Yeah, I've literally never gone over there to that part of the map because I've never had a reason to.
Yeah, I always usually go above there, up into the upper left corner, and that's where my camp usually is, all the way up there. It was safer away from enemies and such. Zoltar.
What? It's immortal!
Oh god.
What the? Yeah, I don't know what that is. That I don't like that.
That's weird.
Yeah, oh, it's somebody. The guy owns it. That's weird.
Yeah, it is strange that you can't kill it.
Oh, the Mothman calls, and all their lovely little, like, building motifs. It's just like weird stick structures.
Mm-hmm.
Ammunition up here.
This is where I always came to from my structure to get like just little supplies when enemies would respawn and everything, and sometimes there'd be little, just things that you could just find around here, so it was close.
Makes sense. Ammunition all over the floor.
Like I'd grab all the bottles, all the.
Non-negotiable.
I will live forever in the light.
Yeah, before this update came in for the cultists being here, it was the Scorch that were here.
Yeah, and the cultists, this is like their headquarters, I think, in this
Yeah.
map right now.
Come to take my place.
I don't want to use that. I just want to take it so I can sell it later.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really use chems that much.
Yeah, I don't either. So yeah, I'd sell it back. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mothman eggs. Yeah. You can make omelets and crap with them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a good source of protein.
Well, there's a museum to the right there. There we go.
His eyes burn like fires in the night, and no enemy will escape his sight.
Thought you could hide?
To my final reward.
To become a pile of goo. The Mothman Museum's got a bar in it because everybody at the Mothman Museum needs to drink.
Yeah, that back room in the real museum, we never have to go back in there either. Yeah, you have to have a high lockpick to get in the back room. There. And then, oh, okay. I guess it's a bathroom. Okay.
Mothman, I'm doing you in eternity.
Oh yeah, I did see this actually. Yeah, with the temple and everything. The real one has a museum. I mean, in the back of the museum, there's a bigger section, but that's it.
Oh, okay.
The pay section, anyway.
Oh. Oh, that's nice.
black goo, black and red goo.
Always remember, kids, deposit your stuff after every successful adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I need more fusion cores for my power armor. Well, this person's got a fairly large camp built over here. They're selling a lot of stuff.
They're close to where mine is. Mine's further north into the west of it, but yeah, they're close to where mine would be.
I just can't shake these nightmares. Without space.
Oh, somebody had the astronaut lady as their companion there. That's who I have in mind too.
I finished her quest, so I was like, okay, I don't need you anymore.
Mm-hmm. The hell? Yeah, okay.
Directive, acquire all junk. Still in progress.
American Pictures in the Wasteland. Or Appalachia. Jesus. I think they got enough crap in here. Jesus.
Oh, you startled me.
What are you selling? Let's
I
see.
just can't shake these nightmares. Floating in space forever. Just...
this place is just cluttered.
Yeah, it's just like shit everywhere. Here.
Oh,
Be honest. Does this trash make me smell bad?
Yeah, I have a garbage bot too, but I don't have my property look like a dump. Do.
back in there. Do something.
I just can't shake these nightmares. Floating in space forever. Just...
The hell?
It's a thermite.
Yeah.
Thermite. Do I even still have that gun in my inventory? I do, yeah. My Screaming Eagles, like, AR. I was just questioning why there was a type of ammunition in my inventory that I wasn't, like, entirely sure why it was there. So modest. Let's take a drug. So I can go home.
Level 145, jeez.
Yeah. I've been playing. I played this a bit earlier in the summer, and when I was like midway through my research for my thesis. Oh, though, this is the warehouse. It's just like scrap metal. Okay.
Oh, is this one of your places?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is yours. Yeah, I from the outside looked different for whatever reason. So
Yeah. I just didn't show the porch on this one. It's like that shooting gallery game thing. First floor, floor to floor.
Hmm. Hmm.
Growing up, I never did learn what the word apocalypse meant. Ah, well, it's not like it's the end of the world.
And that, my friends, has been Fallout 76. Because nobody's dropping nukes and doing anything crazy at the moment.
Yeah, it's too bad that somebody didn't do it so we could show it. But yeah, it
I could
happens.
do it, but it would take us like 45 minutes, and I would die a lot.
Oh yeah, you have to get down into the silo. Yeah. It's a pain in the ass. But it's funny when somebody does it, when it's not being done to you. So it's actually quite funny. Somebody wanted to nuke my structure one time. I just quit the game. If you're being a dick when you're playing, that's what you do to each other. But yeah, you either that or you nuke certain games that are going on and everything, get points and everything. But yeah, it is a pain in the ass. So,
Anything else is free, or they give me away another free thing since I got on. Yeah, they are. Free money.
oh yeah, they always have free stuff on there. Okay, yeah, we can do the channel portion of this, and then that probably shouldn't take too long. So, all right, yeah, that was interesting. Seeing that again. Yeah, like I said, it's been like a year since I've gotten on there, but now I'll have to try it later on when I'm on the Xbox. So, all right, I know Isaac, you're the only one that wanted to talk. So, all right. Yes, at the time of this recording, the energies are a little, you would say, wonky, but this is within acceptable range since at this moment he's created extreme overabundance of of tower busters to use in different areas here around Virginia Beach. What has been seen in this game is entirely accurate as far as the experimental things go, as what he mentioned before in that deep underground military bases. This goes on a regular basis. Alterations of animal eugenics, very much like Dr. Mengele, the breeding of animal and human DNAs together, just like Mengele, essentially because of the fusion or infusion of Nazi scientists in Operation Paperclip. This was the original point of that particular set of experimenting along with alien influences. So this is also with the creatures that escape. Sometimes they're intentional to distract. Other times they are a bit of dis and misinformation, like in the bases, say if somebody was in a program and they could see an event going on. Sometimes that's a little playette, just in case they remember the disinformation with the reality. Sometimes that is seen, somebody creates a type weird cryptid-esque type of thing and they release it so that it is oversaturating the, let's just say, the list, or padding the list of what actual cryptids there are. This is actually, unfortunately, a common tactic of distraction away from, like, say, forest people, away from dogmen and other known cryptids, even though they also experiment with both forest people and dogman DNA, as well as were-cat type species as well, that have transformative capabilities like werewolves do and vampires do. They've combined all of these things, just like your super soldiers with your mutagens, just like your Witcher with the mutagens, like a super soldier, and the Trial of the Grasses that opens up the DNA to those mutagens, the School of the Cat, the School of the Wolf. These are things that go on in the super soldier classifications with nano enhancement. So these are things that actually, aside from the super soldier serum and the mutant genomes that are within, and the viral containers that are within the Fallout universe, very similar. And as I've said in the past, similar events have taken place in the multitude of Fallout games. So I can go into questions if you like.
Yeah, so with the idea that the government agencies are doing things on their backside with animal testing and things, have there been sort of these events that do spark things that they have to, like, put down commonly, or is it more like it's not like a common occurrence and they're having to put things down only when it gets really out of hand, but it usually doesn't?
You are correct. There are common protocols in place, but there's been very few incidents. It's like what he said about what he calls the Hercules Initiative, where Zeus would send Hercules on the 12 labors to annihilate things that got out of control for the gods. It's very similar with the protocols that are in place. There was one of those plant vampiric entities that got out of control in a base one time, and they had to scorch the entire floor. This was many, many years ago, mind you, and the story has been very convoluted and made scarier than it actually was. And in the base says they have these what he calls the pancake protocols, where it will flatten all the floors just in case something would try to get out. It would be entombed forever and essentially either get squished or starved to death. Granted, everybody in the base would die, same as in Stargate SG-1 and accompanying bases in that storyline. They had bases that would have self-destruct protocols and would bury them within the mountains or pancake them. The protocols, though, for things getting out of hand, yes, they have. Some things have gotten on the surface, little things, but they usually die when they hit the air, open air, or water, depending on what they are allergic to and whatnot. And some people see them. Sometimes they're intentionally released as a distraction. As I've said, sometimes there are larger things that had to be put down. There was one in particular, a story that's also been equally as convoluted, whereas it's like the 100th monkey the type of situation. Whereas there was a part bear, part crocodile / alligator, and some turtle DNA where they were screwing around, and it ended up getting loose in some of the sewers. Granted, some people thought that was a tall tale, and the projects wanted you to think that, but that was one of those situations whereas they needed to put something down. It wasn't long and drawn out like the tall tale says that it was. It was merely a couple shots and it was down. But there have been a lot of people that have exaggerated some things. Sometimes the programs exaggerate things as distractions so that you think it is a tall tale, so you don't think that they screwed up. But there have been plenty of screw ups. They tried to say the COVID thing is one of those as well, but it was a pandemic for a reason. It may have been a little earlier than normal, but because of the different factions fighting one another. But in this, along with the battles for the usages of the vaccine and the foreign against for that and the political theater puppets, but aside from all of that, certain creatures that have gotten out, it's actually been minimal. But the protocols are actually quite prolific because of a few crowning instances, such as that one I mentioned.
Okay. And I know that on bases and things, they have like alien stuff going on. Do they ever have to do the same sort of stuff if aliens kind of aren't following the rules?
Quite often, in fact, some aliens, if they're a non-human looking one, unless they've sanctioned the release of, say, information or disclosure surrounding, say, an insectoid or a gray or something like that, and they appear in public somewhere, there are heavy sanctions against some of these beings. There are tall tales being circulated about aliens that have taken up corporate positions. Has that happened? Yes, it has, with the more human-like ones. Some of these rules and treaties, like the Galactic Federation treaties, they are getting a little thinner. ICC treaties and protocols are getting a little thinner, and they're starting to be less strict. But this actually has happened. Whereas even in your Stargate SG-1 program, where they found Loki screwing around on Earth, even though they depicted him and Thor as Greys, they showed him screwing around on Earth and showed that as a violation to Asgardian politics and rules in that show. Very similar, in fact. Whereas if there's some aliens screwing around in an area and humans are noticing it, there are heavy sanctions involved still, even though they're about maybe at 75% of the original 100% as before. Still, there are some gavels that are cracked down in that area against them, yes.
Okay. And with sort of outbreaks of mutagenic diseases and things that are being tested, generally speaking, what do they do?
Well, with mutagenic diseases, they will try to create some misinformation in the press about it, try to create fights out there. That's why many people thought the COVID thing and its vaccine was a similar thing. And they wouldn't be entirely wrong. But there have been some viruses and diseases that have passed on the earth, like they said in one of the Men in Black movies, whereas there were plagues and diseases and viruses and the public did not know. Yes, some things have been passed off that have been very similar to colds and flus and pneumonias and things of that nature that have come from above, with aliens that have come to Earth with different viruses. Sometimes that can be a good thing where it will immunize you. They allow it so humans get immunized to things that are out there. There have been some weird things, weird diseases. Your Morgellons is one of those because that's a nano chain of a nano technological virus. See, just like your COVID had a nanotechnological corona to it, there is a chain of water molecules. He's discovered this recently that form these threads. These threads are almost like bioluminescent in some cases and fiber optic looking in some cases. This is what your Morgellons is. This is a purely space contagion of computer nanotech mixed with the very water molecules in the body that form these strings and threads. It is purely a transhumanistic virus. This is very much like your fiber optics, were purely alien. This is essentially similar in the viral contagion type of scenario. And it has been listed as an actual disease, but this was actually under wraps for many years from the time it was discovered. But they couldn't keep it contained because people in the general public began to contract it. But it's usually attracted to certain genomic and blood types and family lineages that have more of a susceptibility to not necessarily toxic influences such as telepathy and the like, but certain genomic chains and certain amino acid chains that are slightly more susceptible to it. That's why only a few people get it. This is just one of the many examples that are out there, but it's one of the most well known so far.
Okay. And I think that's all I have. Is there anything you want to go into?
Yes, these talks are always interesting, in regards to the game disclosure. You're going to see an uptick of this here in the not too distant future in a multitude of different games. There will be these clues left, like he saw in his Conan Exiles, for instance, when he killed a demon life form, a reptilian life form, and its blood was that of the black goo. Things of that nature, whereas it is integrated into the game world. And there's a lot there, per se, but there's going to be more of this. You're going to see more, even more oversaturation of it, even in your show world. With the strikes aside and such, you're going to see some of that. The strike from the corporate and or project uh, perspective, I will say only this about this would be considered more of an anomaly. Not necessarily. Some people believe it's controlled opposition, and in some cases, yes, you would be good, right on target. But in this case, he was thinking controlled opposition, but it is actually more of an anomaly towards some of these corporations because people are getting wiser to what is going on out there. So it's a mix of the two. That's the only thing I will say on that subject, mind you, because it's a slow drip of that out there. But watch some of these venues, especially the game scenarios, where you will see more of this classified information drop, like they do in shows and like they do in movies. There's declassified or classified things like in like certain specialist type of shows and other shows like that involve government agencies and like, and a couple of them that involve time travel. There's a few out there right now that try to make it so it's more of a propaganda recruitment type of situation, but they're showing real classified information integrated as fictional information that is still circulating, and their files are still circulating within projects even as I'm speaking. So this is all that I have at the moment.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you. Thank you all. Yes, and he is correct. There is a show currently out there, and I cannot think of the title currently. It's on TNT at the moment. That it's about they stop apocalyptic events with time travel tech that they learned, like with Montauk and some aliens, I believe, shared tech. So they were showing it as a good thing, like the projects were a good thing, where it was more of a propaganda type vibe to it. That's what he was talking about. That's the context behind that. But yeah, it is upticking. Even in Star Trek, I've noticed it's definitely upticking there. It's always been there, but the volume's gone up considerably in that area. Yeah, there's a lot out there, games, everything out there. It's actually the volume's rising in that area as far as the disclosure goes. So he's actually correct on that. So I don't know if you have anything left, Ryan, before we take it out.
No, that's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching this show. I know it's been a while since we've made one of these, a couple months now, but yeah, it's actually been very interesting. So more to come here in the future. So hope you enjoyed this. So thank you, everybody. Bye bye now.
Bye.